Morning, sir.
Good morning, Pa. How are you? Had your breakfast?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So, actually, last class we have seen about objective as well as outcome of the course computer communication. So, today we will go to the first topic. That is nothing but evolution of the networks. Because network not only it related to the computer networks. So, olden days we had many the communication network like wireless communications. Even we worked on 1G, 2G, 3G, all these. So the first topic, then the first module, it is nothing but the evolution of the network. So today's class, we will say about evolution of the network. It is pure theory only, the first module. So we will see about what is compute networks, then evolution of network, then we see the switching technique, various categories of the network, the various elements which is used in the networks, in the compute networks. So once if you are completing this, then we'll go for OSI and the ISO model. So if you see that in a normal communications, even if you take that analog communications, digital communications, I think you studied about both. In analog communications, we will have a center as well as the receiver. This is nothing but the center. Then you will have a receiver. So this center may be anything. It may be like suppose if you are using the normal the landline, then handset user equipments. It is the center as well as the receiver. Or if you are using any the mobile networks, any mobile, then your user equipments, your handset, it is smartphone, it is nothing but the sender as well as receiver. So this sender receiver, it is called as the commonly the nodes. That is the end user nodes. So in the communications, a network is a set of nodes that's connected by links and able to communicate with one another. The difference between the normal the communication network with the compute network, all these nodes are, it is a computing device. The compute networks, so all that end nodes, it is are replaced with the computing device. It may be computers, or it may be a printer, or it may be any fax machine, anything. So it is a computing device. That is only difference between the normal network with the compute network. I think you studied electric circuits also. So anyone can tell what is the difference between the circuit with the network? You studied FEC. Even you studied analog electronic circuits. What is the basic difference between the circuits with the network? Any idea? Any idea? So what is the circuit? For example, let us consider I'm drawing one. So this is nothing but an voltage source. I'm connecting maybe one capacitor here, then one resistor here. Now shall we call this as circuit? Shall we call this as circuit? Any idea?
Closed path.
Yeah, closed path.
Yes.
Yeah. So the circuit, at least it should contain one closed path. But in the network, it is not like that. It may be an open path also. It may be open path also. That is the difference between the circuits with the network. So in a compute network, all that end node, it is nothing but a computing device. So the various components required. I think the same thing you studied in your the normal communication system. Definitely, sender is required, receiver is required, information or message is required. Then the medium or channel through which medium we are transmitting, that is required. Then protocol. Protocol, it is nothing but the set of standard procedure for a particular operation. Even if you take normal communication systems, so we are having set of hosts. For example, I think you studied about the modulation, that is sampling frequency, Nyquist rate. Always that fs should be greater than or equal to 2 times of f. So the sampling frequency always it should be greater than or equal to 2 times of the message signal. If we are selecting the sampling frequency such that only you can be able to the transmit without any the information loss. If you are selecting fs is less than 2fm, then it is nothing but an undersampling undersampling. So automatically some information will be lost. So in a normal communication systems also, it is having standard set of the procedures. What way we have to select the sampling frequency. Similarly, depending upon the respective the type of modulations, applications, we may choose the different components. Like if it is we are going for digital, then encoder. In encoder also it is having different techniques. Even that is channel encoder, line encoder. So many things is there. So even normal communication system also we are having standard set of codes. There it is termed as a procedure. In the computer terminology, it is termed as a protocol. So protocol, it is not nothing. It is not a new to you. It is a standard set of procedure that will be governed for a particular particular process. So in any the compute networks, you need sender. So sender receiver, it is a computing node, computing device. Message, it is a information. The medium, it may be any cable. It may be normal coaxial cable or twisted pair cable, or even if you are using that Wi-Fi, the medium is the wireless medium. So then protocol, it is standard set of codes. So these are all the various components required to establish any compute network. So the network architecture, it is nothing but the plan that specifies how the network is built and operated. So the architecture means it is nothing but it is a plan. It is a plan because if you are constructing any house, if you are approaching that architecture, the civil persons architecture, so they will give the structure, the plan, how to build the house. So what all things we can do, all these things they will provide. So similarly for network architecture also it is a plan that specifies how the network is built and operated. So the architecture is driven by the network services. Depending upon the network services, architecture will vary. Suppose I want only the transmit the SMS, transmit only the message. The network is different. I want to go for transmitting the multimedia, the messages, services. The architecture it may be different. So it is the architecture is purely depending upon network services. So the overall communication process it is too complex. If you are going for a, 3G, 4G, 5G, if you are integrating many services into the single network, automatically the communication process it may be complex. So the network architecture, the partition overall communication process into the separate functions are called layers. Because in a normal the communication process, the overall process it is very complex. To simplify, even if you take suppose if you are organizing any Rivera function. So in a Rivera we will have a different committees. The reason is suppose if you're having single committee to operate all the procedure, then process will be very complex. So what we are doing, we are dividing, overall process into we are partitioning into the small process. Then we are assigning some in charges for example, the registration, and then PRO, then event management, then the price distributions and the certificate distributions, hospitality. So we are dividing that into the two complex work into. We are dividing two complex work into the small subdivision, small partition. Then we are assigning individual the responsibilities to each the team to simplify the process. Similarly, in a communication process also, we are dividing overall process into the small the step separate functional area. Then each and every functional area it is termed as the layers in a compute network. There we are calling as the team. Here it is called as the layer. So next, we will say about three different the network architecture, because telegraph it is the olden days, the telephone the next of telegraph it is the telephone, then compute network. I think recently that 1 year back the government they banned telegraph. But if you see that olden days before the telephone came, the telegraph. Suppose if you want to communicate any message, either we can go for letter, normal letter, the physical letter. But physical letter, olden days, it had taken long time. Suppose for shorter distance also, it may take 1 week to reach. But for any emergency message, now we are having smartphone, we are sending WhatsApp, then we are making calls, we are sending SMS, all these things. But olden days, the telegraph. Even so, for each and every the small rural area, there they will have a telegraph office. The telephone office previously it was telegraph office. Suppose I want to send any information, so I have to approach to the nearby telegraph office. Then I have to give that receiving address. Then I have to give the information. I think you studied about the Morse code. Olden days, the Morse code. Digital communications. If you see that, you studied about the Morse code. So using that Morse code, olden days telegraph has been transmitted. It is having the standard symbols. If it is like so this slash, it is having different meaning. So this slash, it is having different meaning. Question mark, it is having different meaning, different word for that. So based on these things, that informations will be transmitted through the wired. Olden days telegraph, it is like the wired medium. It will reach that the end users. Then like now, I think like a postmaster or courier boy in the telegraph office, they that time they had the delivery process. They will based on the address, they will give the telegraph to the respective person. Olden days, that was the emergency way of communication. So normally, if I'm sending the message through telegraph, it may reach maximum of 2 to 3 hours to reach the end user. But if you know that maybe receiving in the telegraph office, if the person is not there, the shortage, then automatically it will take long time to reach the receiver. So due to the technology development, then next telephone came into the picture. Even the telephone olden days, it worked based on the trunk call method. That time there was no the individual the phone that is the wired phone to each and every house. That time on the local exchange, you can have option to book a trunk call. If you are going there, if you are if you want to communicate to the particular number, automatically they will, you have to book that number, then they will allocate the time. That time if you are going to there, you can be able to connect to the end users through telephone, then you can be able to communicate. Then the mobile phone came, smartphone came. Then due to technology developments, now the compute network came. Even in through laptop, so through the normal systems, you can be able to the send the message to anybody globally throughout the world. But if you see the telegraph, it is very tough to send a message globally. Telephone, you have to have a ISD the number to make a call. That time the cost is very high. Now due to all the technology development, WhatsApp call, all these things came into picture. Similarly, compute network, Skype, all these things came into picture. So even using the technology developments, now you can be able to communicate globally with a very fast, in a very quick manner. So the telegraph, olden days, there if you see that the switching technique, it is a message switching, because that the telegraph, it is only used to transmit the message. So it is switching store and forward. It will store in the respective the local telegraph office, then it will forward to the end user. You see that in telephone, there we are using circuit switch. In a telephone network, so if you see that it is having the circuits for each and every users. It is like the cable, the circuit. Suppose if you want to connect from one person to another person, that is olden days network. So you have to connect two circuits to establish the connection. So there it is a circuit switch. Because the telephone it uses twisted pair cable, it is in the closed loop. Then internet, now we are using packet switch. Packet switch. Here there is no predefined path is required, but in telephone you need dedicated path. Similarly, if you see that even still in a few rural areas, we can be able to observe that. Suppose I want to have that normal telephone connections. So the normal exchange will be there. Exchange for example, if we take that in a Vellore, the main exchange is there. From there, it is having the sub telephone exchange for each and every place. So if you see that olden days, suppose I want to get a connection for a telephone from that main exchange to a local exchange. This is main exchange. Server will be here. Then this is the local exchange, telephone exchange. From here to here, they may use the coaxial cable because here number of connections will be high between the respective the making connections will be very high between the main exchange to local exchange. From local exchange to end use, suppose let us consider this is small village. Small village. Here only five telephone connection is there. Laying coaxial cable or fiber optic cable, it is very cost. So what they did olden days, they used twisted pair cable. Suppose if it is a 5, from here they will have a different 5 dedicated line. Dedicated line. So each and everything it is a twisted pair cable. It will contain two cable. One is for the forward, one is for the reverse. One is from exchange to the user equipment's telephone handset. Next is from handset to the local exchange. So each and every the twisted pair cable will connect with the individual handset. Handset. 5. Here the cost is less, but only the problem is that if particular telephone cable it is broken, so you cannot able to give a connections to the particular users. So then due to the technology developments, coaxial cable came into the picture. In a coaxial cable, in a single things, you can be able to combine maybe 100 or 50 or 10 the wire in a single cable. They are also in a coaxial cable also. So for each and every users, it is a dedicated line. But only advantage, it will have some spare cable. Spare cable. So anything happening for one users, we can be able to maybe change the cable for a particular user. Now, due to that technology developments, the fiber optic cable, it is purely it is transmitting purely based on the intermodal dispersion transmissions. It is purely working based on the light transmission. Even there you can go for wavelength division multiplexing using single the medium single cable. Using multiplexing techniques, you can be able to provide the service for the many users. So the telegraph, that day it was used for the long distance communications, like a courier, You see that the physical transport of the message is required in a courier. But telegraph, it is nothing but message is transmitted across a network using signals, like drums, beacons, mirrors, smoke. These are all the different techniques. There it was purely working based on the electricity as well as light. So to transmit telegraph, the electricity is very important. We are transmitting through electric signal or we are transmitting through the light signal. But if you see that the optical useful telegraph, it is olden days. The picture you see here. So the first in the 1790, the Cloudchip invented optical telegraph. So it transmits by means of the light intensity. So the semaphore mimic the person with outstretched arms with the flags in hands. The different angle combination of arms and hands generated hundreds of possible signals. So different, for example, different combination of arms and hands, because we are having arms and hands. So if the single hand, if it is in this direction arms, it creates the different signals. For each and every the direction of the angle arms, it generates the possible different signals. So based on these different signals, we can be able to transmit the any message. Then the code is used for enciphering messages kept secret. So signal could propagate 18 kilometers in 3 minutes. So using this optical visual telegraph, so olden days the transmission was the message was transmitting from a sender to the receiver. So that electric telegraph, it is nothing but the William actually he uh, suggested, he invented that electric telegraph in 1825. The electric current in a wire are wrapped around a piece of iron generates a magnetic force. Because I think studied about electromagnetic field. If you are passing that any the current through that iron, it generates a magnetic force. Depending upon the magnetic force, depending upon different current combinations, you can be able to generate the signals. Uh, uh, that is the encoding signals. In the receiver side, you can be able to decode the signal to recover original message using the electric telegraph. So Joseph Henry, 1830, he actually suggested that current over 1 mile of wire to ring a bell. Using that, the bell, the sound they transmitted the electric telegraph. Then 1835, Samuel Morse. So the Morse code is very popular in electric telegraph. So that the Samuel Morse he suggested the Morse code with the different the pulses with electromagnetic to generate the dots and dashes. Used that Morse code. So for the many years, the telegraph has successfully used for sending another message. You see here, it will go to electric telegraph from source to it will go to the different it is a different exchange. So depending upon destination, it will choose the path to transmitting the message. So the different elements required for telegraph transmissions, you need digital transmit, that is text messages is converted into the symbols, dots and dashes. Then transmit system designed to convey symbols. Then multiplexing, the framing is needed to recover the text character in a telegraph. Then message switching, there we use message switching because all that the informations we are only transmitting as a message. So there we are using store and forward. So the message, the forward hop by hop across the network. You see here, the message will come from here to next hop. It will store and forward next hop. Then it will reach the end user. So this is nothing but elements of the telegraph network. You need digital transmission, that is encoding is required, multiplexing is required, message switching is required for a normal telegraph network. Then due to the technology developments, actually Graham Bell invented the telephone in 1875. He discovered voice signals can be transmitted directly using any electrical signals. But if you see that this is the olden days, the sketch of the telephone. This is nothing but the olden days the Bell's telephone. So if you see here, this is the two persons. Here, if you see that the electrical cable is there, it is like a huge the microphone. If you see here, it is like a speaker. It is like the speaker. So olden days, actually before the technology developments, if you see that the handset of the telephone, it is very very huge. Similarly, if you see that mobile also, even that olden days, first the BPL, I think that is the first company they introduced the mobile phone in India. That time, if you see that mobile phone, like I think you have seen about walkie-talkie with the police persons. That the first that BPL they introduced the mobile phone, the handset it is bigger than that the walkie-talkie. It may be around half feet, more than half feet the length. It is very big size. It had some the antenna also on the top of it. But due to the technology developments, now you know that the smartphones, even you can be able to use your watch as a smartphone. All these things came into picture. But this is the first the model suggested by Graham Bell as a telephone. Here, the signaling along with the voice signal will be transmitted from calling party to the called party. In between operator is there. Operator will establish the calls between the calling party to the called party. For example, in the normal the telephone, suppose n users to be fully connected directly, it requires n into n minus 1 by 2 connections, because this is the different set of the users. If you want to establish the connections between all the users, you need n into n minus 1 by 2 connections. So this is required too much space for the cables. So this has created the increases the cost. So due to that, if you see that this is again the olden days telephone, the pole congestion. Even olden days, if you see that this is nothing but the pole congestion. Suppose in a particular village, if you want to connect with the 10 persons with the 10 cable, automatically the 10 pole will be here. 10 pole will be here. Suppose if we take the city, it may be like 100 or 500 the different the respective the end users. There you need 100 the telephone pole. So this each and every the pole will be allocated to the particular users. Only problem troubleshooting it is very very tough, because identifying the particular pole to the particular user, it was very very tough very olden days. That was reasons in the olden days. If the telephone maybe if it is the out of service, repairing back to the original things, it is very tough. It may take maybe 1 week 2 weeks also during olden days. This is the olden days telephone, the pole congestion it is seeing here. So in the previous things, the problem is again troubleshooting all these things. It is a problem with the normal telephone. So the compute networks evolution started. 1950, telegraph technology adapted to the computers. Olden days, even local exchange used to use the typewriter machines to transmit. But due to technology developments in 1950s, so that the computer has been used to send a telegraph, all the message typing. Then in the 1960, the dumb terminal success shared host computer, Suffer Airline. The Suffer Airline reference systems, they used the host computer, shared host computer for the reservations. In 1970, that ARPANET packet switching network introduced. So they introduced the TCP/IP as the internet protocols. Even comparing to the OSI/ISU model, TCP/IP model, it is a very older model. That ARPANET, they introduced the packet switching in 1970 instead of the normal circuit switching or message switching. They introduced the packet switching, because in the packet switching, even using the single packet, we can be able to share with the many information in the packet switching. Depending upon the time period, you can transmit with the different users informations in a simple packet. You can combine, then using multiple techniques, you can combine, then you can go for the transmission. So 1970s only that ARPANET introduced the packet switching network using TCP/IP internet protocols. That was the revolution in the compute networks. Even if you see that olden days, it is a normal things, but 1970s only it is a revolution in the compute networks. In 1980s and 1990s, new applications and internet grew. Even if you see that olden days, the net cost is very very high, very very high. Olden days we should go for only file transfer, local file transfer. Even in our university also, we see that in I think in a DSP lab, we had FTP, file transfer server protocol. There, suppose if you want to share any files, we'll post it on that FTP. If you are typing that address, you can be able to access the information, so the file from the FTP. That was the olden days of the sharing the file. But now, due to the internet development, you can be able to transmit any file using the normal transmit through internet. So, due to the technology developments in the 1980s, many new applications came. In 1990s, due to the development, internet has been grown fastly. Now, due to these technology developments, all these things, now so all the service providers, now they are providing net connections with a very very cheap rate, very very cheap rate. So this is about the evolution of network. So we have seen about what is compute networks. Then we have seen about three different the types of network: telegram, telephone, then compute networks. Then we have seen about the evolution of compute networks. Wow. So next class we will see about the different switching techniques. Then we will see about the various categories of the network. So after this class, I will upload this in the VTAP. You kindly refer it. Similarly, I have shared two books through our WhatsApp group also. One book, it is a PDF. One book, you should use that app to access the book. Similarly, I have shared that information also. You can go through information, then install that EXE app. Then through that app, you can be able to access that book because you know that that book is not available as a PDF. That is the reason I have shared that that DVXE file also. Okay. Okay, but thank you. Take care. You can leave now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, but take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Sir, I had a doubt regarding academics. Can I ask it right now, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, since our semester has been extended till June and our class is starting from July, sir,
Yeah.
when we are supposed to do the internship, sir?
Actually, the exams may be over by around June 15 or 16. So the semester will start July, I think 19. So you will have around 35 days time. You kindly plan during that summer period to complete your internship.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Fine. Even if you required, you can identify the company. Now itself, you can approach through your proctor to get the bona fide. We will issue the bona fide now itself with mentioning date. You can approach the company. You can confirm your internship. Then during that period, you can do the internship.
Okay, sir. So that
Okay.
is sure that
So,
we'll get that duration time.
I'm not
for
clear. Sivam
doing
Raj,
the
yeah, tell
internship.
me.
Yes, sir. So that is sure, sir, that we'll be getting from
Yeah.
16 to 18. We'll be
Yeah,
getting time.
you will get minimum 30 or 35 days summer break.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
But sir, most companies they approach for internships for a 2 month period. It'll be like in all most companies, it's like a April end to June first week. That's what an internship period is. So, will we be getting internships? That's what I was having a doubt.
Because now, not only our VIT, many universities, due to this COVID the situations, they extended reopening of this winter semester, this even semester. Even
Okay,
most of that universities only they will give the break during June and July only.
okay,
I
okay,
think so. Even that companies also now they will understand about the situation. Definitely they will accept.
okay, okay,
Okay,
sir.
okay.
Understood.
And
Thank you.
Yeah.
sir, when will be the internship review for the winter semester occur? Like you sent a mail na that
Yeah. We will send me because today only that air and drop option will be over. So after that we will send the mail. Then you have to upload the document. Then we will maybe within 1 month you may have that internship review.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Okay, but thank you.
Sir, the companies that we are approaching, do we need to get them approved by the department?
Yeah,
Okay, so when we apply for Bonafide, we have to get it approved. The
yeah,
companies.
yeah. That's why if you are approaching through Proctor, Proctor will verify the company. Then they will recommend to the HOD for issuing the bona fide.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So if I'm applying for I'm applying for two companies. So do I have to give both the companies? Do I have to get both the companies approved?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I was asking, is it now also valid? Like, we have to do only EC code internships? Any other internships won't be allowed, right?
No, as per the Indian academic the guidelines, now only 4 industries. Maybe depending upon the situation, they may relax. But as per now, it is only 4 industries. Even you
Okay.
can go for maybe even electrical, like power generation, all these things also you can.
All right, sir. So the last time I asked you, they are not supposed to be
The
proper
voice is
companies.
breaking. The voice is breaking.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
No, sir, because there was this one company, and which my proctor said would be okay. But after I had talked with you, then you said that this might be a training institute, so we won't be accepting. So
Yeah,
I was just asking that.
yeah. Training institute
So
we won't
that
accept because many the proctor they are not properly checking the company. That is the problem. Simply they are forwarding